Right, so a question that a number of people have struggled with in the past is one to do with ratios, which I believe is question 12 on the maths mate sheet, either that or number 14. Anyway, let's have a look at why we actually use ratios. Now, let's just say, for example, that I went in and I actually won the lottery. So let's just say, for example, that I went in with, we'll say Emily and Mitch, and we've got Mr. Moore. And I went in with these guys, and I paid $4. Mitch paid $3, and Emily paid $1 for a lottery ticket, and we actually won $1 million. All right, that is $1 million here, 1 with 6 zeros. So we won $1 million together. Now, do you think it's fair if I've paid $4, Mitch has paid $3, and Emily's paid $1, that we actually share that $1 million evenly? No, I don't think so. If I've paid more money, I think I deserve more of the share. So let's just have a think about how much money I actually might get. Well, I've got 4 parts of it, and Mitch has paid 3 parts of it, and Emily has paid 1 part of it. Right, so how many parts have we got altogether? Well, that means there's 4 parts that I've paid, 3 parts that Mitch has paid, and 1 part that Emily's paid. So let's go, that's 4 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 8 parts. Alright, so if that means there's 8 parts, that means that our $1 million should be broken up into 8 parts. So let's do that. And if I divide by 8, what you'll end up getting is $125,000 per part. Okay, well that's all well and good. That means that for every part that we have, each part that you get there is equal to $125,000. So if I have a look here, my 4 parts, well that's going to be equal to 4 times 125,000. Whereas the 3 parts, that's going to be equal to, actually let me just write this down here a little bit more. So my 4 parts is going to be 4 times 125,000. Whereas my 3 parts, it's going to be 3 times 125,000. And my 1 part, well that's going to be equal to 1 times 125,000. So let's go through and do that now. 4 times 125,000 is actually 500,000. 3 times 125,000 is actually equal to $375,000, and 1 times 125 is of course equal to $125,000. Now when I add all those up together, what it should of course equal to is $1 million, because I want to break up the $1 million evenly so that we all get our even amount based on what we actually put in the first point. So let's just double check that. I've got 500,000 plus 375,000 plus 125,000. The zeros of course add up. 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. That gets me of course my $1 million. So you can see here that's been broken up evenly. Now, we haven't actually been asked any questions like that in terms of ratios. I just feel it's nice to know why we'd actually use this. And I think anything to do with money, it's always good to know. So let's have a look at how to simplify ratios, which is what the question has been about in terms of the homework sheets. Now, simplifying ratios is a lot like actually simplifying fractions. So let's just say we've got 12 to 2, as we've actually had in the question this week. Right, well, if I have a look at that, we need to look for common factors between 12 and 2. Now, what number is going to both 12 and 2? Well, you can see that 2 will. So let's write that out now as 2 times 6 to 2 times 1, because 12 is the same as saying 2 times 6, and 2 is the same as saying 2 times 1. Right, now whenever you see the 2 times on both sides, so the same thing on both sides, we can cross it out 2 times and 2 times. So that means that we get 6 to 1, and that's how you cancel down. What I want you to do now is press pause and actually attempt the questions that I'm about to write up. That is 20 to 45, 9 to 18, 70 to 130, and 48 to 84. So press pause now and attempt these questions. Excellent. Now that you've pressed play, what I want you to do is actually go through and write out the factors. So the common factors between 20 and 45 is 5. So we're up 5 times and 5 times. Now 5 times 4 gets me 20 and 5 times 9 gets me 45. Now the 5 times and the 5 times cancels each other out, so you end up getting 4 to 9. This one here, the common factor between the two is 9, so you get 9 times 1 and 9 times 2. The 9 times cancels each other out, getting us 1 to 2. For this one here, you got 7 to 30, so 70 to 30. Sorry, for this one here, you got 70 to 130, so we've got 10 as a common factor, so 10 times 7 and 10 times 13. 10 times cancels out each one, and 7 to 13. For this one here, the common factor is 12, which gets us 12 times 4 to 12 times 7. 12's cancel out, leaving us with 4 to 7. So it's really important that we look for the highest common factor. That is, as you can see here, I've got 12 in each one. That's actually the highest common factor. Sometimes you might actually cancel it down and be able to see that you can cancel down further. That one you always need to look for. So let's actually do an example where you might do that. So let's press pause in a second and do this. I just want you to try 18 to 30. So press pause now and have a go. Alright, now that you press play again, what I want you to do is have a think about common factors. So let's just say 2 goes into both, so that's going to be 2 times 9 and 2 times 15 gets us 30. So 2 times 9 gets us 18 and 2 times 15 gets us 30. Alright, 2 times will cancel each other out, of course, so you get 9 to 15. Aha, but wait a second, we can see that 3 also goes into both of these. So what I can do is write that as 3 times 3 and 3 times 5, because 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 5 is 15. So the 3's can cancel each other out, leaving us with 3 to 5. Now, can I actually take these any further? Well, no, I can't, because there's no common factor between 3 and 5. And that's how you simplify ratios. Alright, so finally what I want you to do to finish off the lesson is go through and simplify the following ratios. It's probably a good idea now to press pause so that you can write them all down. And there we have it, guys. That's simplifying ratios. I will actually come through and check this on Monday, so make sure that you've attempted them all, and I'll be able to give you some feedback on them then. Alright, have a nice weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday. See ya.